Sid.
All right, roll it.
Hello everybody, I'm Mike Norton with Render Smith Photography, and we're out here in the beautiful Valley of Fire State Park in Nevada. I've got my 4x5 field camera here, and I'm going to talk about it for a little bit. Now, it's made of wood and paper. I've got a normal lens. This is going to shoot about the same as like a 35mm lens on your half frame, or a 50mm lens on your full frame digital camera. It sees about the same amount. To focus, I've got to use what's called a loop. It's just a magnifying glass. And what I do is I come over here and I open the shutter, which is already open. Then I put my dark cloth on top of the camera and get under here, just like you used to see the guys in the old movies doing. Now break these two loose. Now get up under here and I focus on Jane's eyes, because she's sitting right in front. I'll lock it down. Now, this camera doesn't have a meter in it, so I've got a handheld meter. What I do, I set the ISO, pick my shutter speed, and then I look through here. I got a 5-degree circle through here, and I can pick out something that's just 5 degrees and meter it, so I can be very precise with the color that I meter. I like to meter the color that I want to be the most prominent in the picture. Down here with these orange and white stripes, I would be metering the orange, because if you meter the white, it's going to make the white the mid-tone, which is gray. And it's white, so you want it to be white, you don't want it to be gray. If I meter the orange, it's going to make that the mid-tone, which it is. That will allow the white to be white. So I'd go like that, I'd push the button, and then I would find me a good f-stop. 32.8 at 2 seconds. I have a lot more f-stops than what you have on your normal digital cameras. I can go all the way to f45 on this lens. This meter reads in tenths of stop, so I got, well, y'all know f22, right? Right. The next stop after 22 is 32. The next stop after that is 45. I read 30, this reads in tenths of stop, so I read 32.8. That's 2/10 of a stop from 45. So I come over here, and I've got a little slider, just like on your computer. Slide it over here, that's 32, move it that much is 45. So then I just kind of eyeball what would be 8/10. And then close my shutter and set it on T. It's already set on T. T stands for time. As long as I click that, the shutter's going to be open till I close it. So I can do that, leave it open all night, get the star circles. Or I can go and get a real fast shutter speed. Now I don't have 2 seconds on here, I have 1 second, so I have to use T. So to take a picture, I've got to make sure the shutter's closed, because if it's open, the light's coming through. My antiquated film is in this holder. Yeah, don't want to do that. We've already had someone lose glasses today. I'll make sure everything's locked down. And the holder goes in the back of the camera. Pull the dark slide. Now the film would be, well, no, the shutter's closed. The film is ready to be exposed. I'm not going to take a picture because it's $6 every time I click it, and I'm really not focused on anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the dark slide back in. But what I would do with the dark slide out, I would go 1001, 1002. And that'd be my picture. That's when I put the dark slide back in. Dark slide's got silver on this side, black on that side. Feel like a stewardess. Silver means it's unexposed. The black means it's exposed. So I would put it in the black side out. That way, when I've got it in the bag with 15 other holders, I can look and see which ones are exposed and which ones are not. So I don't make a double exposure. Now I want to turn that back around. Just because I didn't, there's film in here. But I didn't, like I said, I didn't really want to shoot. Now, y'all can come down and look through it, because there's something you'll discover when you look through here that I want you to discover. I don't want to tell you what it is. So what I'm going to do is open the f-stop back up. Oh my God, that was open. I just ruined that sheet of film. All right, who's first? Oh wait, let me move this. I don't want my stuff stepped on.
Oh, shit.
Dropped it again. Well, you ain't kidding, and I don't think they make them anymore.
Don't tell us what you find out.
Oh, it's porno. Oh. Okay,
Yeah.
What did you see?
You told me not to tell.
Whisper. Is that all?
That's all I noticed. Maybe
Look.
I didn't look hard enough.
What side of the camera am I standing on?
Oh, okay. Yep. Okay.
What? Huh?
Yeah, I got it.
What side?
Well,
You can tell us.
You're on the right side, but it's on the left side. So you're upside down backwards.
I'm upside down and backwards. That's the thing. When you look through here, everything's upside down and backwards. Who wants to come look?
I want to look. I don't believe him. I think you guys are just messing with us.
Yep. And get to look at the corners.
And you might not want to get real close to the glass. You might need to be back a little bit. Here, put this. This is my loop.
Oh, the loop?
Yeah, put that just right on the glass.
Can I touch the glass or?
No, you're not going to break the glass.
Oh, I see.
And so you can see that's how much magnification I have to focus.
Yeah, it will be pretty tough to focus. My eyesight's not amazing, so
Oh,
it's a little tough.
who's next? Okay,
I don't get close edges.
that's 6 feet.
It doesn't matter. John will, I won't, I can't.
Jane, you want to look?
I looked last year.
It might be different this year.
Go and have a look.
We got different porn in there.
I can get near to the
I am. Yeah, I think that's nice.
Okay.
There you go, kick the tripod.
Sorry. Okay.
Is he hanging from the ceiling? Like a monkey?
I can see your face now.
flying
Yeah.
upside down. I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed.
That's quite weird.
Well, I'm trying to.
Susan?
You weren't worried
Anybody?
about the camera flying upside down?
Last time, but I'll look again. No, I wasn't worried about the camera. I was worried about the edge.
Well, I'll stand back here. If you go, I'll go.
I know, I saw it. And then somebody walked across.
And you might not want to get just real close.
Red.
And you want to use the loop? You can see what the magnification is that I have to deal with.
This way?
Yeah. Now, while you're looking through there, tell me when you're not looking through the loop.
Not.
Okay. That's where I was shooting. How dark is that?
It's pretty dark.
After I focus, that's how I check my depth of field. I'll look at the glass with it set there.
So you can actually see the depth of field on the glass.
Well, yeah, look through there.
Oh, I can see it's dark. It's pretty black.
You don't see the picture?
No, it's black.
Well, you should be able to see. I can see, look, it's 32.8. Just keep looking, you'll see it in a second. Or you might be a little too close. Let me bring your head back a little. There you go. You don't see it.
I can see somebody's head, but
Okay, all right.
I can't make out that it's in focus or anything.
What's it look like now?
Now I can see.
Okay, now just watch how the focus changes as I do this. I'll do it real slow. Can you see it?
Yep.
You see how stuff's...
Sure. Yeah.
Now that's the same thing that happens on your camera when you stop down, when you do use the depth of field preview. It's doing just this, it's closing it down. That's why it gets so dark. But as it gets dark, you start seeing the depth of field.
Right.
So.
I don't want to be responsible for that.
I'll stand back here. If you fall, I fall.
Well, no, I'm more afraid of knocking over your camera.
You're not going to knock over the camera. How many more excuses you got?
I don't got any more.
Do you want me to hold the camera?
The sand is slipping.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Yeah, hold the camera in case she falls over. Save the camera.
Yeah,
That's
It's a Nikon.
Yeah, but it's a 800. Did I open it back up? Let me look around here. No, I didn't. See how Jane's upside down? You might have your face a little too close to the glass.
Oh shit, I had it way too close to the glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both upside down. And Lauren's upside down too.
And see Jane's
Wow,
not on the right. She's on the left.
she is.
Now keep looking. Here I'm stopping it down. Now see it getting darker?
Uh-huh.
But do you see how the stuff's getting sharper?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm only at f11.
Oh wow.
I'm going there. I'm at 622, 32.8. That's where I would have been shooting.
Wow. Yeah.
And I look at that before I put the film in to shoot to make sure I see I'm getting the depth of field I want.
Dang. All right.
Whether it's this much light or it's light, middle of the day.
Well, I'm glad you talked me into coming over here and looking.
I'm glad you did too. All right, money.
It wasn't all that much easier using a digital camera.
I saw it last time, but I'll
So
look
much
again.
easier.
You want the loop? You gotta get it over your hair. Oh, it still stops down.
I see a wood block. Oh yeah. Hi Jane.
Hi.
Are you getting dizzy upside down?
Yep.
Okay, see now see how, remember we were looking at the depth of field this morning?
Yeah.
See how that's starting to get sharper as I move it?
Uh-huh. And darker.
Yeah. Well, of course, because the aperture is getting smaller, there's less light coming through.
Right.
That's at 16. That's 22, 32, there's 32.8. That's where I shoot.
Wow.
And I check the depth of field, like I say, right there every time.
That's cool. That's tough. There's a lot of prep there, Mike.
Mike doesn't make a fall over.
I'll stand behind you.
You will. That's
See.
for sure.
Okay, now don't get too close to the glass or you won't be able to see.
Right.
So if you can't see anything, just back up just a little bit. Okay, I'm not behind you anymore.
Okay. I know you're not. I'll grab you.
Just hug the camera.
Yeah, there you go. If I go, it goes with me.
Okay, now I'm stopping it down.
Yeah,
Okay, you understand the depth of field, right?
Yep.
See how things are getting sharper all the time? Darker, yes, but
Yeah.
sharper also.
Oh yeah.
See, it ought to be getting really
Oh,
dark
really
now.
dark. Jane's head's disappearing. It's like a little floating head.
That's where I
Yeah.
shoot.
Really?
And that's where I check the depth of field.
Whew.
You know, hold up. Let me open it back up.
Yep.
Now put this like that. You hold it.
All right.
Put it against the glass.
Oh, yeah,
Flush
okay.
against the glass.
Yep.
And then that's how I see that's what I use to focus.
Wow.
Because you can't just focus on the glass.
Yeah. he's thinking. It's a thinking head. Cool. All right, coming in down with this. You got it?
Oh, okay. I got it now.
Okay.
I'll move back. I'll move over here behind you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, well, that's the demonstration of the 4x5 field camera. Any questions?
Yeah, you're going to get into moving the back differently from...
Yeah, it's got movements. Yeah, I guess I should talk about that a quick second. It doesn't have all the movements of a studio view camera. But see, you can do rise. That's how you would keep a building from looking like it's falling over.
So that's like Susan's tilt shift.
No, Susan's tilt shift is better because see when
That way.
see watch the lens when I tilt this forward.
Yep.
See how the lens moved?
Uh-huh.
Susan's moves through the axis of the lens. Hers does this.
Oh shit.
See the difference in that as opposed to this?
Yep.
See, that changes stuff if you move the lens forward. If you just tilt it like that through the axis of the lens, that's how you get maximum depth of field.
Yeah, so pivoting on a hinge that way
Yeah,
or that way.
yeah. See,
Okay.
and Susan's goes right through the middle of the field,
Yeah,
through the
okay,
middle of the
doing that.
lens. See, like that.
Yeah.
Mine goes like this. The whole thing moves forward.
What's the difference? What will the effect be?
Well, the way Susan's works is better because with this camera, I'd have to make this go forward and I'd have to bring the back to make it do the shine flug. And it's very hard. What am I doing? To make it everything, yeah, excuse me. Shine flug is a way that you can make everything from like right here to infinity in focus at f5.6. Instead of, you don't have to go to f22.
Yep.
I'd have to do the camera like this and it's look here, look there, look here, look there. I'm 20 minutes doing it.
Okay.
So I shoot at f45 and I got that depth of field I need.
Yep.
My camera doesn't work when it's turned off.
Any other questions? That's a good question.
I was waiting for that.
Turning them on works better.
Product photography. You want infinite depth.
Yeah. Yeah, the studio, you'd use it on the studio camera when you want a lot of depth of field with product because you're shooting a small area of the universe so you get small depth of field. So you manipulate the depth of field. Out here, I'm shooting a big part of the universe so I can use f45 and get everything in focus. I don't have to worry about diffraction because I'm using film.
What about verticals? Does it have a rotating back?
Yes. The back comes off, turn it 90 degrees, put it back on, shoot vertical. Refocus. You shouldn't have to, but with this camera, I learned the hard way. You refocus every time you take the back off and turn it. If you take the back off, you put it vertical, put it back on vertical, refocus. Any other questions?
Talk about price.
Oh yeah, money. We already
Well,
got film at $6 a slide.
$6 a sheet of film, $6 to get it processed. No, $3 a sheet of film, $3 to get it processed, $6 a shot.
Okay.
I shoot 2 of each, so it's 12 bucks. I traded a camera for this camera. I don't know what these cost. I can tell you this, the shutters and the lenses are sold separate. So I could buy other lenses to put on here and use this same shutter. But the shutters and the lenses have to match. Because I've got one that's mismatched and it's 2 stops off.
Let's put it this way, my 11x14 I sold for $8,000.
Okay. Lauren sold his 11x14 for $8,000. 11x14 is about 5 times as big as this. This is 4x5. If I could sell this one for $11,000, I would sell it tomorrow. And go buy me another one.
Actually get a 4x5 camera much cheaper than you think.
Oh yeah, especially these days, because the film is getting harder.
Compared to if you were to go out and buy, you know, a D800 or your Nikon or your Canon Mark, what is it, 6 or 5 or whatever, you're looking at probably, I want to say, you get one of these, what, 600 maybe? 600-700 bucks.
Plus, then a lens.
Yeah.
You know, lens and the shutter.
Yeah.
It's a lot cheaper than you think.
Yeah, and you can pick them up used because they're sitting on the shelf. People are all shooting digital. Film's harder to get. Film's more expensive to process. It's harder to find a lab that will process film. So it's just not being used as much anymore. So if you really wanted to use one, you can get one at a fairly reasonable price.
There's a lot of film guys that grew up in film. This is like Nirvana.
Yeah.
We love this kind of stuff. But people who grew up in a digital age have a hard time comprehending why the hell would you want to do all of that? Why don't you just take your picture, look at it, and you're done? It's the quality of them is you wouldn't believe it, and plus it's just the art of understanding photography and knowing how to get a shot, knowing what it looks like in your head.
Yeah.
By changing certain things instead of taking the shot and looking at it and seeing what you did and then making corrections.
There's no picture on the back of the camera. You can look through the lens again and see what you just shot, but you don't know what you just shot. You made me think of something and I forgot it. I wanted to say. The film's 4 inches by 5 inches. That's 20 square inches of film. That's 13 times the size of your full frame sensor. It's 20 times the size of your half frame sensor.
You can shoot a tree that's long way away, and you can, like, I don't want to say you can see the cell structure, but you can see, I mean, it comes to like you would.
Well, I've looked at your pictures on your port.
On the iPad. I've got prints at home 6 feet long.
Mike, those shots we saw the other night in that gallery that were 10 feet by 5 feet.
The second gallery,
Yeah.
he used an 8 by 10.
So bigger again.
That's right. It's like, this is 4 by 5. He used 8 by 10, so it would be like 4.
4 times bigger.
Yes.
Okay.
There was a camera set up in the back. Did you see that?
Yes, but I was also nearly asleep.
Yeah. Yeah, see, that's why his pictures, that one of Mesa Arch that's right in the front that I looked at and I said, that's sharper than mine. Because that's the one I'm talking about, that's 6 foot.
Yeah.
You look at mine and you go, that's sharp. But his, I've got 20 square inches of film. He had 80 square inches of film. So everything that's on mine, on his is 4 times bigger. So that's 4 times more detail. That means he could make it 4 times bigger.
Yeah.
Biggest one I ever saw is 20 by 24.
Feet?
No, camera.
Oh, camera. I thought you were talking about a print.
Yeah.
So is there a digital equivalent? Can you do as big as that with digital?
Lauren's claiming these Nikon 800s are getting close. Right, Lauren?
Yeah, pretty darn.
Yesterday, you shot the model with the frizzy hair, shot her about waist up, with her head up like that, you know, and we blew it up where it was just her face.
Yeah. You could see
It blew me away.
Yeah, you could see a rapport on her face.
Yeah.
Every eyelash.
You know, you were looking at 1/10 of the frame, and it was just phenomenal detail. So I guess that camera is getting close. Unfortunately, I'm not familiar with Canon, so I don't know which Canon. I imagine there's a Canon that's getting there. I don't know.
Jane, you can
Not yet.
go out and buy a Hasselblad, was it the V60, which is a 60 MP.
Well, they're up in 80 now.
They're up to 80 now?
Yeah.
80
You're
megapixel
gonna get
camera.
phase 1 back, but they're $45,000.
So it's almost 3 times what the D800 is, but that camera will cost you $45,000 to $50,000.
I got to hold one. It was quite exciting.
Yeah.
And it comes with 1 lens.
Yeah, 1 lens.
See, now
Orgasmic, yes.
what I do is I get the film processed and I scan it. And I can scan it any size I want. So I scan them 30 by 40 inches
Yeah.
at 300 DPI. And that's the size print I work, the size scan I work from. I'm thinking it's about 300 megs. It's a Photoshop file. But that's like my normal size scan. The reason I wanted this is I wanted to go big. But I didn't want to go like Lauren had the 11 by 14, or like the fellow the other night in that gallery had the 8 by 10.
Yeah.
I didn't want to carry that much equipment.
No.
Those are for, you know, the 11 by 14, I never put it in a larger, you make contact print.
Yeah.
And you get an 11 by 14 print that
straight
is
off.
so
Yeah.
sharp.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it'd be, yeah, so sharp you'd cut your finger on it.
Yeah.
Now I used to shoot with an 11 by 14 camera in the studio. And it had an 8 by 10 back, and it had a 4 by 5 back. So sometimes I shot 8 by 10 film, sometimes I shot 4 by 5 film, sometimes I shot 11 by 14 film, but it was in the studio. And it was on a cart that had a track. And you rolled the track up and down, or the cart up and down on the track. That was your zoom. You only had 2 lenses. I don't remember, one was like 10 inch and one was 17 inch, I think. You know.
What would you want to do with
So. Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.